While Soviet factories churned out thousands of T-34s, Western industry provided the specialized steel and high-tech muscle that kept the Red Army moving. This is the Lend-Lease arsenal that fueled the Soviet drive all the way to Berlin. Armored fighting vehicles. Light tank M3/M3A1 Stuart. The M3 Stuart was the high-speed scout that outpaced almost every light tank in the Soviet inventory. You can spot its vertical, boxy hull and exceptionally reliable track system as it tears across the battlefield. It served as the eyes and ears of the Red Army, loved by reconnaissance crews for its mechanical endurance during the defensive slog of 1942. Medium tank M3. Grob dla sestierich, or coffin for six. The medium tank M3 earned the grim reputation of the coffin for six among Soviet crews. It is instantly recognizable by its bizarre wedding cake stacked silhouette and the awkward 75mm gun mounted in a side sponson. This tank was a desperate stopgap that lacked tactical flexibility, making it a hated and vulnerable target during the Battle of Kursk. Medium tank M4A2 Sherman, or Emcha. The M4A2 Sherman, or Emcha, was the elite preferred ride of the Soviet Guards Tank Corps. It stands out with its tall profile, ergonomic interior, and the reliable diesel engine preferred by the USSR for logistical ease. Soviet tankers valued its superior optics and comfortable crew layout, using it as a primary spearhead for deep offensive operations into Germany. Infantry tank Mk3 Valentine, or Valentina. The British Valentine, affectionately called Valentina, was the small but mighty support tank that refused to quit. Look for its extremely low profile and surprisingly thick armor plates that made it a difficult target to knock out. It remained in frontline service longer than almost any other Western design because it was reliable, easy to hide, and perfect for supporting infantry through rough terrain. Infantry tank Mk4 Churchill. The Churchill was the heavy-duty breakthrough monster sent to shatter German defensive lines. You'll notice its elongated hull and massive tracks that gave it the extreme climbing ability needed to traverse steep, muddy ridges. Issued to elite heavy regiments, it crushed obstacles and withstood heavy fire during the liberation of Kiev, where other tanks would have bogged down. Moving from the heavy steel on the ground to the high-performance birds in the sky, we have the combat aircraft. Combat aircraft. Bell P-39 Airacobra, or Cobra, became the most successful Lend-Lease fighter to ever fly in Soviet colors. It is distinguished by its unique mid-engine layout and the massive 37mm cannon firing straight through the propeller hub. While Western pilots struggled with the Airacobra, Soviet aces used it as a low-altitude hunter to shred German fighters and dominate the frontline skies. Bell P-63 Kingcobra. The P-63 Kingcobra was the bigger, faster evolution of the Cobra, designed to hunt at higher altitudes. You can see its refined airframe and more powerful engine, which gave it a much sleeker, aggressive profile than its predecessor. Most were stationed in the Soviet Far East as a deterrent against Japan, serving as a silent guardian that rarely saw the heat of the German front. Douglas A-20 Boston. The Boston was the rugged tactical workhorse that Soviet pilots praised for its incredible survival rate. It features a fast twin-engine bomber silhouette that could outrun many contemporary fighters.
It performed every job from torpedo bombing to night fighting, frequently limping back to base with massive battle damage that would have downed any other aircraft. Beyond the tanks and planes, Western industry provided the personal firepower and the logistical engines that moved the entire front. Small arms and logistics. Thompson submachine gun, M1911A1. The Thompson, or Tommy gun, brought a touch of American craftsmanship to the Soviet naval infantry and tank crews. Look for the high-quality wooden furniture and the iconic cooling fins on the barrel that speak to its pre-war build quality. While it provided a blistering rate of fire, its specialized .45 caliber ammunition created a logistical headache that limited its use to elite specialist units. Studebaker US-6 2.5-ton truck. The Studebaker US-6, famously called the Studer, was the literal engine that drove the Red Army to victory. It is defined by its rugged 6x6 drive system and high-clearance chassis that laughed at the Russian mud. This truck was so vital, it became the primary platform for the terrifying Katyusha rocket launchers, forever changing the face of Soviet mobile warfare. From the coffins of 1942 to the Studers that carried the rockets to Berlin, Lend-Lease steel was the silent partner in the Soviet victory. Which of these Western imports do you think made the biggest difference on the Eastern Front? Let me know in the comments, hit that sub button, and I'll see you at the next waypoint.